Let's see, microphone seems to be working. Yep, and we're live. So hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Hisame Artwork. In this video I'm going to continue coloring page 59 from our comic book Niels Feynman's Time Traveling Adventures. And I still have the background and the last panel to do, so I'm gonna go and do that. And I'm gonna turn off the characters so I can see better. Well, I guess I can color those with the light blue for the sky. Oh, and I have the food on the table, so I'm gonna go color that as well. Got to color Niels. I haven't finished. I'm gonna save this as a PSD. And open the file in another panel. A bit too much brown. Not sure exactly what style I should make this. Can't remember what it's called. I can't Google it if I don't know the words, so I'm just gonna try and make it from memory. was the sound now? Somebody seems to... Oops. My plant fell. Hey. Poor plant. It has had no luck whatsoever since it's been with me, but fortunately it's a very sturdy plant. So I'm gonna color with this one first, because then it's gonna be easier to come with the other brush. This actually has to be a bit round because the neck is round. Now cold colors do better in desaturated situations. You try and desaturate yellow, what comes out, it's not considered pretty. So grayish blue is considered nice, but a mustard generally doesn't look very appealing. That's why they often put some food coloring in it, make it more yellow. should actually be kind of like this. Can you hear me? Oh, I'm sorry. Welcome to my channel. I don't know if you can understand or hear me, so I'm just gonna be quiet because I don't really know what to say. Oh, Ukraine. How nice. Hello, neighbor. See neighbor. Oh, there we go. I'm from Romania. So I have my microphone turned on and you should be able to hear what I'm saying. I'm from Romania. Yeah, okay, awesome. Because then I can keep drawing while I talk. So I'm doing a comic that is a science fiction. From your name, not artist. Are you also an illustrator, an artist? Vector graphics. Oh, very nice. My friend did the line art in Clip Studio Paint, and it has vector line art, which is really nice because you can do stuff that looks like it's raster, but actually it's vector, so you can enlarge how much you want, which is really awesome. Because initially I did my comic in Illustrator, but I didn't have as much control as I wanted over how I could make the line art. It makes it a bit more tricky. My name is Natasha. Very beautiful name. Do you have an artist page? draw characters and other. That's very nice. I was wondering if you have an artist page so I can see your art. I'm always happy when I get to meet another artist and I see what work they do. Oh hey June, how are you? How's it going? I was just talking to Natasha. She's an artist from Ukraine. Good, I'm glad. I still have snow here where I am. It occasionally still snows. Natasha, I don't know if you can see the YouTube chat. June was saying hi to you. June is my friend who does the line art, so all of this amazing line art is made by her. I had a sandwich and I made my husband eat some pasta because I didn't have any better ideas. Is it PG? Is it, I should say, kid friendly? Because parents watch my channel. So I'll look at it after if it's too, I don't know, adult. But if it's okay, then I can share it with everybody else and there's no problem. I do sometimes have like 5-year-olds watch my channel and I always try and keep it clean and never say any bad words or stuff like that. They do slip by, but generally I try and keep it family friendly, kid friendly, I don't know how to say it. Yeah, this whole cooking thing reminds me of that meme, you know, what is marriage? Marriage ask what ask what to eat meme, and it was from classical memes, I think. What is love, or how was it called? Classical memes food. I should have kept it. But I think you guys know it. There are two people in a painting and they say the caption is what is marriage, and it's two people asking each other what they want to eat until one of them dies. And it's pretty much like that for us too. Like, every day I ask my husband, what do you want to eat? And he's like, I don't know. But if I make something that I like, he's not gonna like it, of course. First of all, he's allergic to garlic, which is really suspicious on one hand, and on another hand, it's really sad Because all the good stuff has garlic in it. Pizza, pasta, dumplings, mm, what else? I'm only getting desserts ideas. Anything fried, I think nowadays has the spice mix, so that has garlic in it, which makes it tasty. Um, I think it's cold intolerance. So he doesn't go into anaphylactic shock if he eats garlic, but the reaction is that his face turns really red and he starts getting like blisters or something like that. So it looks like it's an allergy, but um, it doesn't affect his respiratory system as much as an allergy would. It's more like an intolerance when you eat mushrooms that poison you, or um, I guess lactose intolerant people or something like that. I'm not sure on the reactions for each of them, but it's not a fun time. One time we went to visit some friends. Yeah, I went to visit some friends and they were Greek and they said, "Oh, we'll make you moussaka," because everybody in that region eats moussaka. It's like, it's okay. Nobody says no to moussaka. And um, they swore they didn't put any garlic in the food. And so we eat the food and we finish it, and then he starts telling some jokes and we look at some pictures, and his face starts getting really red. For real, intolerance usually gives you some kind of reactions. I don't know, because it's not something that's really documented. I mean, until I met him, I never knew that people could be intolerant to garlic. I thought it was like just vampires in stories, and then he tells me this. I'm like, get out of here, it's not true. You just don't want to eat shawarma. And he was like, no, I love shawarma. And so his face got really red, poor guy, and he started getting sick too. I mean, he wasn't feeling well. We had to go home. Just hated so much his body reacts. No, he loves food that has garlic. It's just that it makes him sick. And he suspects it's the arsenic in the garlic. Because one time in a classroom at chemistry, one of his colleagues opened a bottle that had arsenic in it, and just the smell knocked him out, and they had to pick him off the floor. I don't know why it behaves like that, his body. It's a pretty weird reaction. He doesn't know either. He just knows that he has to stay away from garlic. It never ends well for him. I'll go and make some pasta for me now. I'll be right back. Okay, take care, June. Thanks for coming by. Again, I'm gonna turn off the character so I can see better behind what's going on. And I select multiply for the shadows, and I pick the lightest color because I want it to be subtle. Don't want it to be too harsh and detailed. I'm kind of trying out this style of having the shadows like this, not really defined. I was trying something new. Usually the shadows are pretty hard in comics, so I thought I'll try something different. It's definitely faster to do the shadows like this. And here I'll select his face so I can add the shadows. And I'm gonna set it to multiply because I want it to be a lot darker. Now reset the tool and hit the hardness to 100 so that I can do the tears. And I'm gonna do them a light blue. is very bug-eyed, and I need to add the iris. And actually I'm gonna select these. I think it will be easier for me. So darker color. There we go. So now he has like those ginormous anime eyes. So here it's normalized, so I'm gonna do the shading and everything. I'm going to try and get out all the white little spots here. See, cut lemon, because I don't remember how it looks like. Okay, so should have a thin yellowish line. Too much. Welcome back, June. Bon appetit. Need to select the ink. I think this is the ink, yeah. Because I'm gonna have the light come in from the window, which is supposedly above, and it's gonna shine on the glorious food. Hope I can make it look tasty. I think it's kind of hard when it's not moving because you don't see the crispy crust glistening. So I'm gonna try and do that. I've never food's never been my strong part in coloring. I always feel like the nuances of the brown are so subtle and hard to get right. And also the the plants, the vegetables. I always feel like it's too green, it's not green enough. Yeah, and I'm just surprised how hard it is, I guess. I kind of always expected it to be maybe easier. I'm not sure what I was expecting. I was looking at some videos online. I came across them how to make food for commercials. And like all the paint and the super glue and all the other stuff that they put on it so it looks tasty. I was just surprised. And it really stopped looking good once they explained what they were putting on it to make it look one way or another. The thing is, it has to be tasty for like a long time. That's why um, the food on Jamie Oliver's channel always looks so good, because they just make it and take it out of the oven and it looks perfect. And it's putting out the steam, and they have good lighting, and it's shiny and pretty and looks very tasty. But it only stays like that for about 5 minutes. And I kind of have to agree with that, because I've cooked a couple of times and then I waited for my husband to get home to eat it, and then I kind of realized, this is fizzling out pretty fast. Like anything green will immediately turn out dull and lose its shine and its color. Fizzle out and become flat. And I did work for a company where I had to Photoshop food, so they had a little kitchen, and that's where they would Photoshop the food. Sorry, prep the food to look really good, and then I would also add even more effects on it, and I will also have to take into consideration that the posters are gonna sit in the sun and lose their color. Yeah, dinner's ready now. Yeah, because if it gets cold, then meh, it's not as attractive anymore. But for that company, I never actually saw the cook do anything, because it was the freelancer, and also the photographs were taken by the other graphic artist there, so not me. I was in the photoshopping extra stuff department. She was kind of the head of the marketing graphics stuff, and she did that as well. And the photographer, sorry, the cook came on the weekends, because that's when they had time, and it was usually late or something like that, so it was out of my schedule. So I never actually saw them go through the process. I knew about it from school because they told us, you know, at film school, you know, they have to film the food that the um, what it was called in English, prop department. Um, it was so for us it was theater and cinema, separate schools, and you kind of had a bit of overlap because, for example, actors, we only got them from the theater school, and so did the props and stage and everything else. The department of scenografie, I'm not sure how it's called in English. You know, they did the costumes and the backgrounds, so they were from the theater. We didn't have a section for that. But we had film and theater directors in two separate schools, so you would get every year this ridiculous amount of what are they called, the film directors and theater directors, and they didn't have enough people coming out to actually do the work, which was really silly. You should have like more theater and film editing people and less directors, because you only need one director, right? You don't need 20. Even if they do have an assistant, they still came out in larger numbers than the people that did the work. So I kind of knew from there that the food was heavily processed for cosmetic reasons, but I've only ever seen it in YouTube videos as to what exactly they do. And you know, they would tell us at school, oh yeah, we put shaving cream on the food because it sits better than actual cream, which melts. And I never believed them. I was like, you're pulling my leg, you're trying to be funny because you're older than me and I'm from a different department, so you're just trying to trick me. And to my surprise, it's true, because they showed in the YouTube videos the difference, how long it lasts with real cream and how it lasts with shaving cream. And the shaving cream performed a lot better. Yeah, it's definitely true. Like I said, I thought they were tricking me. Because, you know, they do that sometimes, you know, trying to... They see you're naive, so they tell you stuff that isn't true, just to laugh at you that you don't know obvious things, and they do. And I admit it's pretty funny when I do it to somebody else, but when it's done to me, I'm like, ha ha ha, that was not funny. Like I said, when I was little, I used to trick my sister, and I would tell her that she's a monkey and that she's adopted and she has a tail, and I was like, look, 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 it's behind you. She would turn around because she was little. And she was like, no, I don't see it. I'm not a monkey. Stop lying. food, oh glorious food. I never asked you why are there two forks? Like, shouldn't there be a spoon or a fish knife? So that or the second fork is for the pie. So it's like a little fork. I thought one for the fish, one for the salad, maybe. I don't think Niels would know anyway, so it doesn't matter. He just picked up whatever he found in the kitchen and he thinks he did a good job. Because he's proud of himself. He's an 11-year-old kid and he cooked fish and everything. So, I mean, if I was his age and I managed to do this, I would be proud of myself too if I didn't burn the food. Half the time at that age, at 11, I burned the food and yeah, random stuff. Because my parents left me home alone often, and so I would have to cook for myself, and I would often cook pasta because it was really easy, so I would eat a lot of pasta and hot dogs with ketchup. And yeah, me too. And I would watch cartoons and then all the water would disappear and then it would start to burn. I've burned so many pastas and then I would have to eat like the leftovers on top, so below it was black, but what was on top was still edible. And so I would eat overboiled pasta with flavor of charcoal. Yeah, no, I didn't fry anything because it scared me when the fire burst because of the oil. So whenever some oil dripped over and it burst into flames, I'd be like, nope, 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 nope. I am out of here. I don't wanna eat that. It's on fire with big flames. Ew. Yeah, you say ew now, but I was really hungry and I didn't have anything else to eat. So it was either burnt pasta or nothing. That was pretty much the selection. So yeah, I had a lot of home alone sad stories. It was particularly awkward when it happened in Japan, and I couldn't find the can opener because the family that I lived with, for whatever reason, they did not keep the can opener in the kitchen. They kept it um in in the living room in a drawer. Like, why would you keep it in the living room? Hi Anna, how are you? How's it going? What time is it in Italy, by the way? 'Cause for me it's almost 5. I think I'm behind everybody else because they changed the time here differently. Nine? Almost 10? What? 10. 10 minus 5. So it's 5 hours difference? Guess what? We're talking about food. Oh yeah, my many adventures where I nearly starved to death. So it used to be 6 hours difference between us, right? It's now 5 only. Horrible food that I burnt or that I was trying to get out of a can opener and wasn't able to. I had to use, it was kind of like a ice pick to open a can of food. I had to use an ice pick or something like that. It looked like a letter opener or an ice pick or something. Because where I stayed, the guests kept their um what do you call it? Kept the can opener in the living room in a drawer, not in the kitchen where every other normal human being puts their can opener. And I searched for it so long, but maybe it's a Japanese thing. I don't know. Because they also had a rice cooker, and it looked like a CD player. Let me show you CD player. But like a bigger one like this. So this one, let's say rice cooker. Let me see. Yeah, it looks something like this. So it was shiny all over. Oh. Yep. So this was kind of the rice cooker but on a gray color. So tell me that this does not resemble this. Or this thing. It just doesn't have the speakers. The bimby, that thing that cooks everything. I don't know if it's a bimby or what it was, but it looks similar. It's like a shiny box in the kitchen. I mean, if you see a shiny box in the kitchen, don't you think it's, I mean, for music like that? Because it was over 10 years ago, so people in Romania didn't have those um, pressure cookers. I mean, we had pressure cookers, but you put them on the oven, not in the electric um, Prizo. What is it called? Prizo. In English. Google Translate. Snuff. Electrical outlet. Okay, and in Italian, I don't think it's a pressa. It's not a press. It's a. Let me show you. So this thing. So it was in the kitchen, and it looks like a radio. And I thought, you know, maybe the wife likes to listen to music while she cooks. Plug, yeah. I want the rice cooker. It's really cute. I mean, if it can make Arab rice, then I want one too. Presa electrica. Because I like that Arab rice. I don't like sticky rice. I think Spanish do it well too, because they got invaded by the Arabs. What is orez sârbesc? Ew. Yeah, it's Balkan rice. This is how Romanians make their rice. Look at this abomination. Just look at it. It's horrible. Why do they do this? It's just mush. And it's mush with vegetables. And they, at every cheap restaurant that you go in Romania, they will give you the rice like this. And I'm like, why? It's a crime against nature. It's a crime against cooking. And it tastes awful too. Ugh. It looks good, but it's deceiving. It does not taste or isn't good. It's like American deep dish pizza. You wouldn't call that pizza, would you? Let me see if I can find one that looks normal. And a close-up. I don't like the taste, but I guess it's debatable. So for me, the rice that I'm used to and I consider to be pilaf, you know, normal rice. Like you can see the individual pieces of rice, and they're not a mush. They're not boiled until you can't tell what it is. It's not a pudding, it's pilaf. And so whenever I see Romanians put this stuff and say it's pilaf, I'm like, no, it's not pilaf. It's Balkan abomination. Leave me be. I'm not eating that. So it's like Americans took the Italian pizza and made the Chicago deep dish pizza and still call it pizza. It stopped being pizza a long time ago. Stop calling it pizza. It's a pie with pepperoni on it. I don't know if the basmati rice is part boiled, but the idea is not to put too much water, and to as soon as it becomes fluffy and it absorbs that water, you turn off the heat and you let it aerate. I don't know. You put it on the table. I don't know how to say and find an image, but you turn it upside down, and you put it on a big plate so it lets out the steam and the excess heat. Because if you leave it in the pot, it will continue to cook, and it will become just mush. So when you cook it, you turn it upside down. I really like basmati because it's the best thing that we can find here. Now, basmati is probably not the best, just like barilla is not the best pasta in the world. I think you know it. But I can find barilla anywhere in the world I go, and I know it's gonna be decent. So for that reason, I'm a big fan of barilla, and I generally not experiment with anything else because I know I'll probably be disappointed. Or I'll not know how to cook it properly. I mean, barilla is stupid proof. You can be the most stupid cook in the world and still make something that is edible with barilla. I mean, I've seen a lot of people in their videos swear that you know, their pasta is better than barilla, and it might be if it's fresh and other things like that. But what I have access to and what I can get at, that's what I eat a lot. And I'm sure that basmati is like the barilla of the rice world because we have some friends that are from Asia, and um, even if they are close to the Arab world and um, they eat that kind of rice, still they prefer other brands or other things that they know are closer to what they consider as good rice. And I've tried some of the things that they prefer, and I just think that I'm not getting the same results as them. I mean, I ate with one lady that is Iranian, and she made some rice for us, and she didn't use basmati. She used something else, and it came out really good. And when I tried to cook with the same kind, um, I did not get the same great results she did. So it's probably a bit more hard to use, but then you get some better results if you know what you're doing. Not the best, but not bad. I think its biggest strength is that, like I said, it's idiot proof. It's made from some kind of harder grain, and so it's harder to overboil and get a crappy result. My Japanese friend made curry rice for us one time. And how was it? Because I know they're not too big on spices. I had some curry in Japan, and both me and the Indian guy that went there, we were pretty disappointed. I mean, I took the milder one because I was afraid it's gonna be too spicy. He took the spiciest one, and we both agreed it had no taste. Oh, let me close the door. Yeah, the Japanese rice is the sticky rice category. The grain is a lot shorter, and when you boil it becomes sticky. So that's why you can do those sushi rolls. Yeah, Because our rice is not supposed to become sticky. It becomes mushy if you boil it too much. And yeah, I assume it's different from the Indian one as well. To be honest, I prefer the Turkish. I think it's Arab rice, Oriental, Near East rice. I don't know how to call it, but like that's the one that I grew up with and I like. And I'm not too keen on other variations, to be honest. In London, all Indian people use basmati rice, big 10 kilograms of rice. Yeah, probably that's what they can find there. I don't know. Basmati rice, it says it's made in Pakistan, so it's I suppose a bit more Arab than Indian. Not sure. I'm not sure if Urdu are considered Arab or they identify as some other ethnicity. But they seem to not get along with Indians, because I see so many soap operas that are Romeo and Juliet themed, and it's always Pakistani man and Indian woman. Or Pakistani man and something else. Like, it seems they don't have much luck in love. Because when I had my face at the avatar in the picture at my Facebook account or something else, I would get weird messages from Arab guys, and usually it was Pakistani. So I just have to put the speech bubbles, so I'm gonna end the stream here, and I'm probably gonna add some extra details on the food to make it extra shiny. And that's gonna be it. This is gonna be the last stream on Thursday. From next week I'm going to stream on Wednesday and Saturday, so I'm gonna change the scheduling banners everywhere. Hopefully I don't miss any. And in this video I just wanted to let you guys know that we're changing the streaming days. And for Saturday I'm not sure. It's probably gonna be 11 my time. So yeah. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and see you in the next video. Bye bye everyone.